Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to jump right into one of those classic grammar puzzles that can trip up just about anyone. Adjectives versus adverbs. We're going to tackle this thing together, and I promise you, by the end of this, you'll have all the pieces you need to solve it. Every single time.
So let's start with this. Take a look at these two sentences. She is a careful driver. She drives carefully. I mean, they feel pretty similar, right? They both get the same idea across. But grammatically, they're built in a totally different way. That little shift from careful to carefully, well, that's the heart of the mystery we're cracking today. What is that word actually doing in the sentence?
And here's the deal. We're not going to get lost in a bunch of complicated, boring grammar rules. Nope. We are going to boil it all down to one single, powerful rule that's going to act like your master key. Once you've got it, you'll unlock the difference between these two for good.
First up, let's meet our first character in this little story, the adjective. Probably the best way to think about an adjective is as the noun's loyal best friend. Its entire job, its whole purpose in life, is just to hang out with nouns and tell us more about them. Okay, so here's the textbook definition. An adjective is a word that describes a noun or a pronoun. It basically answers simple questions like, what kind of car? A fast car. Which apple? The red apple. How many dogs? 3 dogs. See? Words like fast, red, and 3, they're all adjectives. They just add a little color and detail to the things in our sentences. And you can see it right here. Beautiful describes the dress, a noun. Smart describes the student, another noun. Big tells you about the house, and 2 tells you how many pens. Notice how in every single case, the adjective is laser-focused on a noun, just giving us that little bit of extra information.
All right, time to bring our second character onto the stage, the adverb. Now, if the adjective is the noun's best friend, then the adverb is kind of like the detail-obsessed manager for the action words. It's not really about what something is, it's all about how something happens.
And this is where adverbs are actually a lot more versatile than their adjective cousins. So an adverb's main job is describing a verb, sure, but it can also describe an adjective or even another adverb. It's the ultimate modifier. It answers all those other questions like, how did he run? Or when did they leave?
Let's check out some examples. Clearly tells us how she speaks. Fast tells us how he runs. Early tells us when they arrived. And hang on, look at that last one. She is very happy. Now, happy is an adjective, right? But very is an adverb that's telling us how happy she is. So it's an adverb modifying another descriptor. See how flexible they are? Okay, so we've met our two main players. Now it's time for the main event. This is that aha moment where it all finally clicks into place. Let's put them head to head and really see the fundamental differences that set them apart.
This table pretty much lays it all out. Adjectives describe nouns. They answer what kind. Adverbs describe actions or other descriptors. They answer how, when, where. But you got to pay close attention to that last row, because it's the biggest clue of all. So many adverbs are just adjectives with an ly tacked onto the end. Slow becomes slowly. Careful becomes carefully. That is a huge hint to look out for.
So now you've got the main rule down. But if you want to become a real pro, we have to look at the exceptions and the common traps where people get tripped up. But don't worry, they're not nearly as scary as they seem. Let's tackle them right now. Okay, this is probably one of the most common mistakes you'll hear in everyday English. He did the work good. We say it all the time. But let's just pause for a second and think about it. What word are we actually describing here? We're describing how he did the work. We're describing a verb, and what do we need for that? An adverb.
So here's the simple rule to burn into your brain. Good is the adjective. You have a good dog. You have a good day. Well is the adverb. You do something well. You speak well. If you can just remember that good describes things and well describes actions, you will have this one solved for life.
Now, what about that wily rule I just mentioned? Well, like any good rule, it's got a few famous rebels. These words right here, they're the same whether they're being an adjective or an adverb. You drive a fast car, that's an adjective, and you drive fast, that's an adverb. You do hard work, and you work hard. These guys are definitely worth memorizing.
Okay, one final twist for you. Sometimes a verb doesn't really describe an action at all. Instead, it just works kind of like an equal sign in math, simply linking the subject to a description. We call these linking verbs.
Look at these verbs. Feel, look, seem, taste, smell.
When we say she looks happy, the word happy isn't describing the action of looking. It's describing her. The verb looks is just connecting she to her state of being happy. And that's why we use an adjective, not the adverb happily. Think about it. The food doesn't taste in a good way. The food is good. Makes sense, right?
All right, enough theory. You've learned the main rule, you've seen the common traps, and you know the exceptions. Now, it is your turn to put that knowledge into action. Let's do a quick little lightning round.
First one up, she sings beautiful or beautifully. What is the word describing? The person or the action? Think about it for a second.
And the answer is beautifully. Of course it is, because it describes how she performs the action of singing. It's modifying the verb. Great start.
Okay, how about this one? He is a quick or quickly learner. What's the target here? The person or what the person is doing?
And the answer is quick, because in this sentence we're describing the learner, which is a noun. We're just saying what kind of learner he is. You're getting the hang of this.
Okay, final question, and this is the tricky one. They worked hard or hardly. Now watch out. Hardly is a real word, but it means almost not at all. So which one actually fits here?
And the answer is hard. That's right, this is one of our rule breakers. Remember, hard can be both an adjective and an adverb. Here, it's an adverb describing how they worked. You nailed it.
And that brings us all the way back to that one simple, unforgettable rule we promised at the very start. When you get stuck, just ask yourself one question. What is this word describing? Is it a person, a place, or a thing? Use an adjective. Is it an action or another description? Use an adverb. That's it. That's the core of it. The puzzle is solved.